Katt Williams has made a bold statement, claiming that several celebrities will face a public humiliation ritual in 2026. Naturally, this kind of statement quickly grabs attention and sparks widespread discussion among people. According to Katt Williams, Hollywood is more than just fame, wealth, and glamorous red carpet moments. He describes it as a place where a hidden system operates behind the scenes, and once you begin to notice these patterns, it becomes impossible to ignore them. In his opinion, these rituals are not always dramatic, movie-like secret events. He explains that sometimes it shows up as repeated actions, strange symbols, public humiliation, and celebrities being pressured into situations that make people pause and question things. One major example he points to is male entertainers wearing dresses. He strongly believes that when something keeps happening again and again, there must be a deeper reason behind it. He also claims that this same dark influence appears in politics, religion, healthcare, and business as well. So now it goes beyond just feel even more serious. Katt Williams has talked about him, saying he was someone who understood too much and chose not to go along with it. For years, fans have created their own theories about his death and his struggles with powerful figures in the industry. That is exactly why this topic continues to draw people in. It feels complicated, dark, and just mysterious enough to leave you questioning what is really happening. Now the conversation moves to the point where Katt Williams begins suggesting which celebrities could be next to face these humiliation rituals in 2026. And honestly, this is where everything starts to feel a bit more serious and uncomfortably real.
It is possible that there isn't anything funnier than a guy in a dress. And if that's the case, then it might also be said that there's nothing funnier than a black guy in a dress. Okay, well, I watched all of my friends throughout my entire life be able to dunk a basketball, but not me. So everybody can't do everything. So, you know, some of us make choices. I think it's not a biggest choice for others. I'm saying at the end of the day, Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress-wearing people before.
This is where things become especially tense between Katt Williams and Kevin Hart, because Katt did not keep it general. He directly called Kevin out. One of his main points was about Kevin wearing a dress in a comedy sketch, even though he had previously suggested he would not do that. But it goes further than that. Katt also questioned how Kevin's career grew so fast, hinting that there could be strong industry support working behind the scenes. He even brought up the idea of the Illuminati being connected to Hollywood.
So now we had Big Mama's house 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
I've never seen Medea in a pantsuit. I think she wears dresses. So now I'm saying, why are we picking on poor little Kevin Hart? Because it was his turn next.
Okay.
Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them. End quote.
I mean, we all love Dave Chappelle.
Exactly. Dave Chappelle has never been a part of the Illuminati. They don't want him or me or people like us.
But Kevin recently replied to Katt's comment and said he has no problem with him.
If you have real problems with people, and your problems are like serious, it's not hard to ever get to a person and really like address the problem correctly. The problems that people have with me, they aren't my problems. So the idea of being petty or going back and forth, it's so beneath me because I don't have the problem. And I feel like if I engage, it makes it look like I got a problem. And I don't.
Well, things get taken out of context too, though, because even when you think about Katt Williams on Club Shade Shade, a lot of people thought you threw shots at him first, and he was replying back.
I think there's probably one moment where I've actually talked about Katt publicly, and this was when
I think it was on Breakfast Club.
My frustration with Katt Williams comes from you keep pointing at Hollywood. Hollywood this, the white man, this, and this. When do you take responsibility for your actions? You had the shot.
Katt was in that position at one point.
You were the guy.
Yeah.
You were set up to be the star. You didn't show up to work. You f***ed off promo shoots. You f***ed your promo trips that they had set up for you. You became a risk to the studios, which is why the studios stopped f***ing with you.
Then the discussion online went even further, with people linking Kevin Hart to Sean Combs, mostly because of his early connections and his appearances at some of his gatherings. There are also claims being shared about Kevin closing down his vegan restaurants in California around the time of the Diddy trial. Because of this timing, some people believe there may be a connection between these events.
Kevin
Hart, why you shutting down all of your restaurants right around the time that Diddy gets busted, Bubba? For those of y'all who don't know, Kevin just shut down all 4 of his vegan restaurants in California after only being open for 2 years. And it's not like they weren't successful. Even Kim Kardashian was tweeting about how amazing his meatless burgers were. Meatless burgers. Good question though, Bubba. Does it have anything to do with this? And also, why the hell are you two so sweaty together? But to be fair, the super thorough fact checkers are saying that this is debunked and it couldn't be it because Kevin closed his restaurants on the 11th and Diddy got arrested on the 16th. Oh, but what's this? Diddy moved back to New York 11 days before the 16th because he knew that he was going to be arrested by federal authorities. And I think it's fair to assume, since him and Kevin are such BFFs together, that he would have let Kevin know exactly what was going on ahead of time.
Kevin even reacted to these theories and also talked about Diddy's arrest.
Hey, Kevin, when you hosted for Diddy, did you catch any baby oil?
You'll see,
When I hosted for Diddy,
Yeah. Nah?
you asking the wrong person the wrong question. That's your question.
Do you think he's safe in jail?
Wrong person, wrong question.
When it comes to Will Smith, things become even more intense, as Katt Williams accused him of being one of the most difficult figures in the industry. He also kept suggesting that there are deeper secrets in Hollywood that only certain people fully understand. On top of that, he hinted that the Oscar slap incident was staged for publicity and ratings, and that the public was misled about what really happened.
Not Will Smith and Chris Rock. These are when 2 large boulders come together and you can't see Chris Rock winning at all. He's humiliated. If you were going to slap a comedian, he was the #1 to slap, head of the coons, so slappable. And if you're going to slap him, you just need the greatest guy, the bestest guy, the one who's shown us him being on his best behavior since the 90s. That guy is the one that will have to slap him in order for the type of ratings we need and attention to be on this thing.
In his interviews, Katt Williams repeatedly suggests that hidden truths are starting to surface and that influential people in the industry will eventually be exposed. While discussing this, he also mentioned names like Sean Combs as part of what he describes as a wider pattern involving powerful figures.
Just to see all them big-time Hollywood men that I just watched go up there, they all come down off the shuttle and looking sad in the eyes and all wearing Sean John and looking oily and they all crazy like this and their shoelaces were always untied. I don't know why. Their shoelaces were always untied. And then they would get in their car and they would drive off standing up. Big boy, put their head out, all of them. And I couldn't believe it. But is that Will Smith know the story I have not told, you know? So it keeps everybody honest, you know? Eddie Murphy know what I haven't said, you see?
Look in the camera. No,
look, let me explain something to you. I'm not scared to say nothing.
I know that.
Say it.
No, don't say it. No. Don't say it.
They can't AI farm me now.
There have also been viral posts, old interviews, and statements from former bodyguards and artists, including Jaguar Wright, making serious accusations and claims. Some of these allegations suggest that celebrities like Will Smith were aware of more behind-the-scenes activity than they publicly admitted.
As far as Will Smith is concerned, until he does right by all of those children that were harmed and corrupted while in his care, children that grew up to be men, boys like Bashir Gray, August Alsina, your own son. Like, your own son. Do people forget about that voice clip that I played from Brother Belial? Because of all that he talked, he said nothing about Bashir. He played his television father. Right. He was on set. He saw what Charlie Mack and them were doing. He knew they were taking those young boys to Diddy. They all knew.
You heard about this chick that's being shopped around, a Diddy and another male? They say the other male is an A-list celebrity.
I would wonder if he's white or black. And if I'm looking at any black guys that are A-listers that's bigger than Diddy, is only one that I could come up with. And there's a few I could come up with. Will Smith, he's bigger than Diddy.
Gene Deal even exposed something dark about Will, Jada Smith, and Diddy.
We were at a birthday party that I think either Matt Damon was giving for Ben Affleck. It was just a little gathering. They was at the Four Seasons. Will Smith and his sister and her husband, we were all sitting on this side of the room. Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Jennifer Lopez, Puff, Will Smith, and Jada, and it was sitting on the other side of the room. So I know Puff so well that he stood up. When he stood up, he walked and did his arm some kind of way, like, and then he went like this, you know, like, and I went over towards him. I know to go over there towards him. So I go over towards him, and he said to me, he said, yo, I think Will and Jada is trying to scoop up Jennifer. I want you to stay close, because I'm going to snuff him.
Meanwhile, Keith D has shared a disturbing account of a party he attended, where he claimed he saw Sean Combs and Will Smith involved in unusual and questionable behavior.
Jada Pinkett and Will Smith, you told me before that you was at a party before that they attended, and you said the party was weird. Tell me about that.
Okay, this is boxer. His name Twan. He's from our neighborhood. He was married to Tanisha Arnold. So the broad played Pam on Martin Lawrence. We went to the party with her. I mean, it was matter of fact, it was a set it off party. Jada Pinkett, Vivica Fox, all of them was there. You know what I'm saying? It was just seemed like Puff and Tupac was like a couple, seemed like to me. It was just a lot of weird shit talking about the Illuminati. It's like Vivica Fox was with this big gay man. He was 6'9". They called him, his name 6'9". He had the red hair with a big old booty and shit. No, he was gay and I'm like, what the f is going on here? It's just a lot of weird shit, dude. You know what I'm saying? That shit, it ain't right. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's what Tupac, I guess he wanted to get up out of the Illuminati or something. But I seen her there. That, matter of fact, MC Lyte pulled off with Tanisha Arnold. You know what I'm saying? In her brand new 560, black one. Yeah, that's weird, dude. Yeah, that's some weird ass shit going on, you know?
What makes this even more intriguing is that Will Smith himself addressed this matter. He publicly denied having anything to do with Sean Combs' situation and even joked about rumors, saying he's not connected to that world at all. But you see how this plays. Katt speaks on hidden truths. Then Sean Combs' legal issues emerge and suddenly people start connecting dots and believe they uncover hidden truth. Now brace yourselves, more shocking names are about to be exposed.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy up. Why is everyone having such a hard time? He ain't doing shit different. He lined up D. Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love. Lined up R. Kelly. He wants to be the one.
Yeah, shout out D. Haven. He actually hit us up, wanted to tell this story.
You need to talk to D. Haven.
Yeah, we need to talk to him.
I told you that last year when I put you on the phone with him.
You did.
Jaguar is dropping truth bombs here. Now, when you look at Jay-Z and Beyonce, things start to feel bigger than simple rumors because suddenly there are multiple voices all pointing in the same direction, but saying it in different ways together now clearly. This Piers Morgan interview feels explosive.
There's a lot of negative stuff around Jay-Z right now, which is clearly damaging to him.
Yeah, and I think there's like a famous quote from someone who was acquitted, and he said, all right, where do I go to get my reputation back?
Right.
I mean, social media was a light. Beyonce's next, Jay-Z's next, all the people in the inner circle is next.
Yeah, and the problem is there are just so many pictures of the two of them partying together, and he clearly was at a lot of Diddy parties.
It starts with Katt Williams, who talked about industry parties connected to Sean Combs and hinted that what happens there is not what the public imagines. Even Nicki Minaj is exposing Jay-Z claims.
Nicki Minaj has been going at Jay-Z for quite some time, talking about Jay-Z is manipulative and he steals, and he's been pushing a narrative and that Roc Nation has control and power over a lot of things. And I can kind of understand where she's coming from to a certain extent. We got to remember when Jay-Z went up on the Grammy stage and said Beyonce never won Album of the Year and complained about that, literally the following year, Beyonce wins Album of the Year. Which is just something like, if that doesn't show you that there is some power going on there, that there is something behind the scenes that Jay-Z controls, it's clear as day that it's all politics on who wins Grammys, you know, who gets the better light and things. So that kind of opened my eyes, you know, as to Roc Nation's power and how they manipulate things in the media. I'll never forget Jay-Z would get this like special treatment all the time when it comes to the media. I mean, Hot 97, when they interviewed Jay-Z, they literally rolled out a red carpet. They never did that for any other artist. So Jay-Z's always had this kind of special treatment when it came to things.
In one of the stories people keep mentioning, 50 Cent said he witnessed behavior at those parties that made him wonder what really happens behind closed doors. He also spoke about strange things involving Beyonce and Jay-Z claims here.
Look, when Jay signed his contract, the big one was with Beyonce. Mm-hmm. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those trophies, those fucking trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, if you look at his career,
This guy. You're gonna let him say that? Jay was getting Grammys.
He had one.
Exactly.
He had one.
And he ain't show up.
He has like 20 now.
Oh, Lord.
He had like 18 since he been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
You're not wrong.
He was one. After that, he got some shit. He's like drinking. His pictures with him like he thinks the cup.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
Absolutely, he's been treated differently.
The accolades. Because he's no longer viewed as what, like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's.
Oh, wow.
And you don't throw out allegations, but like you kind of poke fun at them.
You just ask questions.
You're not worried that it comes back your way? Like people dig up your past and try to pull stuff up?
I don't got that in my past. I'm not.
Everybody got a little bit. Like,
I took
not that it's real enough.
I took a pill, but it was for me to perform better. For her to remember, buddy. I didn't give her a drink so she forget what the happened. What the is going on here, bro? Yes, I took the drinks. I gave me the drug to perform. So she can remember and possibly love me for that.
Did it work? What?
Yo, bro, look, I'm doing pretty good. Like, doing pretty good. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm just saying, this is the opposite of normal that we're talking about, bro.
That is why. Well, I don't know why it's so hard for people
so
just
for
to
people to feel like you
weird.
would have something or you would have reserved energy because you feel like you was doing it too.
50 Cent is making direct claims and keeps dropping hints. He has spoken about noticing warning signs around Sean Combs over the years and openly says many industry relationships are not as clean as they appear to the public.
Well, I'm surprised by the allegations, as surprised as everyone else is. Like, I didn't make the allegations. I didn't tell people to say these things. It comes out, I see it in the news like everyone else. But I did feel uncomfortable with the way he would present the idea of going to these projects.
To come party with me.
Yeah. And then that swayed me away from it, just that alone.
So you didn't realize
as much stuff was coming. Like, when I seen today, it was allegations of 3 men that said he drugged them and it's a long time, to be honest with you. Like, when people don't remember being violated for 20 years, it makes me feel a little hard.
What are your thoughts on the allegations against Jay-Z?
That was interesting. When I was saying things, not knowing exactly what I was saying, but I was going, where's Jay at? He's mad quiet.
What really grabbed attention was 50 Cent saying he is working on another documentary that may reveal more about these industry connections, including figures like Jay-Z. And as soon as someone like 50 Cent hints at a project like this, people immediately start expecting something major to come out of it.
What up, guys? Your boy Quake, and it seems like 50 Cent has set his sights on someone new after the Diddy Netflix documentary. If you aren't aware, 50 Cent has been getting insane feedback from the Netflix documentary he made on Diddy. Sean Combs' The Reckoning is what it's called, and it's #1 all over Netflix, beating even Stranger Things. Diddy himself has responded to it, saying the stories are false, of course, denying everything, and even trying to do a cease and desist on the Netflix documentary. And after this Diddy documentary, a lot of people have been wondering who's the next person that deserves to get exposed. And Jay-Z is the one that a lot of people are pointing their finger at. And the reason why Jay-Z has been getting a lot of this type of backlash is because Jay-Z was really close to Diddy. At one point, Diddy was even calling him his brother.
It becomes even more intense when Jaguar Wright joins the discussion. In interviews, including her appearance with Piers Morgan, she made very serious allegations, describing Jay-Z as dangerous and suggesting he holds far more power and influence in the industry than most people realize.
Vindication for me, because for 4 years, I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Jay-Z has been notable by his silence since these charges were brought against Diddy. Why do you think that is?
Because that's what he does. He starts little fires everywhere, forces everyone involved to go and carry water while he sneaks away without a response. That changes now, Sean. You must respond.
She also brought Beyoncé into the discussion, making serious and controversial statements about her public image and suggesting there may be more going on behind it than what people see on the surface.
She went and killed the girl Katt.
Okay.
A girl went to court and charged her with extreme witchcraft. She was hypnotized. She was drugged. Beyonce came and she was in there eating on her and shit while she was asleep. You know, snacking on his big people cats. And guess what? They wouldn't give her the restraining order. They just told her to stay away from Beyonce and work for somebody else. Guess what? She's having a hard time finding work too. Which is interesting because she's a brilliant musician. She was trained at the esteemed Berklee College of Music. Handpicked by my very good friend, Terry Lynn Carrington. Dr. Terry Lynn Carrington, who put together Beyonce's entire female band.
Commentators like Candace Owens started sharing their own views, questioning Beyoncé influence, her branding, and how much power the couple, including Jay-Z, holds in the industry. Not direct proof, but enough discussion to keep the conversation going alive.
The queen could do no wrong 10 years ago. Oh my gosh, if you said one thing about Beyonce, the whole hive came for you. You were over, you were done. Couldn't touch one hair on her pretty head. We now fast forward 10 years and you have Candace Owens casually stating that I don't even think that Beyonce's had a good album since 4. She's just a part of the establishment machine. Everything she does, no matter what, they pretend that it's amazing and that it's awesome. And quite frankly, it's not a challenge to her. It's not a challenge to her to be told, like her and Taylor Swift are, that everything they do is amazing, even when it sucks. So Beyonce and her mommy targeted me, this is my belief, because I'm emblematic of something that frustrates them. It's a changing social economy in the world, where what has always worked for them in the past is no longer interesting to the public. This is an economy where authenticity pays. And Beyonce does not remember what it means to be authentic anymore because she's been playing the role of a queen for so long and she's grown so accustomed to simply visiting the Commonwealth every 4 years. She comes out.
So now you have Katt Williams hinting, 50 Cent teasing, Jaguar Wright making bold claims, and others adding fuel. And now you're left thinking, when so many people from different angles keep bringing up the same names, is it all a coincidence? Or is there something people are circling around but not fully saying out loud? So now I'll leave you with this. When the next big celebrity suddenly does something that feels completely out of character, are you going to see it as just another random moment? Or are you going to start connecting it to everything we just talked about? Let me know in comments.